Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. This was a movie. This was a Marvel film, the Marvel formula that we all know and love, and they executed to the fullest. On a personal note, when the movie began, I saw Simu Liu talking, not in the movie, but like the opening. And he's just like, "Yeah, welcome to the theater. You may recognize me from here." And I'm like, "Man, I recognize that place. This guy is local. And to see someone speak to us at cinemas that I've visited about something he's doing felt good. I even saw like the Ontario and the Quebec logo at the end of the credits because you got to stay to the end credits, guys. Um, by the way, this is going to be spoilers if you're new to this channel. If I wasn't going to spoil it, my non-spoiler review would be good job. New character introduced, very fine, and you'll enjoy it. There you go. But we're going to do spoilers here in this review. Everything I do on Chillmonger spoilers, just so you know. Now, this film begins with the legend of the Ten Rings. It's unclear what these Ten Rings are. We never know even until the end of the film. And these Ten Rings attach, they blast off, they can help you jump or, leap really high. They can also brace you for impact by shooting it down one more time. These Ten Rings' origin is unknown, but if you wear them, you will be kept alive for a long, long time, as proven by Wenwu, who's just been conquering and conquering. And then he slowed down and said, "I'm gonna make a family," because he meets the right woman in year 1996. Question: how old is Shang-Chi? In 1996, he meets his wife. Yeah. It's a 9-month pregnancy, so he can't have been born before 97. And he leaves at age of 14. 97 plus 14 years. That means in 2011, when Thor Dark World came out, when Captain America came out, right before the Avengers film, is when he leaves the Ten Rings. Um, the Ten Rings were used in 2008 in Iron Man 1. Does it work out? Yes, it does. It would have been after his mom. Yeah, yeah. Because his mom died when he was really younger than that, like 7, I think. Never mind. Scratch that. I'm just thinking when I see this movie more and more, I'll get the timeline right. I was gonna say it wouldn't make sense because he retired the Ten Rings at the time. No, it does make sense. Oh, Iron Man 3, the Ten Rings. Remember the Mandarin? Back in this movie. You gotta love Marvel. Things you thought they forgot about from 8 years ago. Nah, he's back in here. They hired the actor Ben Kingsley. Even when he played Dead, that was a funny moment. That was really funny. A lot of his jokes were not too funny. I was happy to see him, but he was just as he was as comedic as he needed to be. Uh, Playing it silly for some reason, he can understand that little beast. Good performance by him. Good surprise cameo. Good return. He didn't overstay his welcome. You could have cut his scenes, and I wouldn't have minded either. That was a good little performance. We're introduced to two characters. One of them is Katie, and one of them is Shang-Chi. Katie is not someone who I liked. Oh my goodness. I was looking at her like, yeah, you are wasting his potential. There was like a 5-minute period where I hated this character, and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be stuck in this film with her for so long because I know she was in the trailer. She came through. I cared more about her as the movie progressed. I was happy she even got the big kill shot at the end. So redeemed. As far as Shang-Chi's character, the when he's an adult, that guy, there was no "I never yielded, and as you can see, I am not dead." He had a couple of lines where he's like, "A blood debt needs to be played by blood," and he said it in his language, whether it was Mandarin or Cantonese. He said it in his language, and that wasn't that epic. He never had no big lines. As far as his fighting and his performance, physically, he brought it, and I can see why you would have made that casting for sure. Uh, but he didn't wow me. This was, Aquafina did a better job than Simu Liu, if you ask me. Who else carried this film? I like the Wenwu, whoever Tony Leone, I think his name, did a good job there too, as far as acting goes. From my perspective, I'm not an actor. Um, the story of the film got got cooking when he fought in the bus. You know when they give you trailers and they show you the best part in the trailer? This bus fight was so good. The way it was shot, the moves he was doing. We got familiar with one of his moves where he would jump out of the bus. He even did it in the bamboo. Hang on, just so he can swing back in from another window. He did that a couple times. Very interesting. It was in San Francisco, so we're wondering where's Ant-Man, right? The bus incident was quick enough for him to, evade everything. he got recorded though by the same guy in the Spider-Man Homecoming who says, "Hey, you're the Spider guy from YouTube. Do a flip." Well, he's familiar with YouTube. Yeah, I wish I knew what the channel was called. Maybe if I freeze frame it later in the movie, maybe we can find what the channel is, and it probably has videos up right now. That would be cool if they actually did that. It's Marvel. You don't put anything past these guys. I think even Flash from the Spider-Man Far From Home, I think he had a real account that you could actually follow now. Um, Good job by Marvel for doing that, for bringing back characters in here and making it feel like a universe. Yeah, you could say there's a problem with that. Like, hey, isn't he supposed to be in New York? How can he be in San Francisco? Whatever, man. I'll take it just for a little brief cameo thing. We didn't mind Stan Lee showing up. We can have cameos here and there. Wong is in this film, and he's in this film at the end also. He's kind of really important in here, because all that footage that was shot put on YouTube. We go to Shang-Chi, who follows. He gets a postcard from who we don't know, but he goes from the gets the postcard, goes to exactly where it came from, which is this fighting ring where the Abomination is fighting Wong. The Abomination is a Hulk character. We saw him in the 2008 film. He looks a little different here. Wong kind of tamed him because that fight was performance. Ooh, there's so much mysteries here, so much to unpack. I'm sure the She-Hulk show will show us more. Even Banner, I don't know how Banner got out of his green Hulk CGI form and he's back to his normal self. Did Wong get his astral projection to do the talking? I don't get that part. Dude was in a cast though. It was weird, but Banner's back in Banner's body. When we get to the fighting rink, Shang-Chi's fighting his sister, Julie, what was her name? It started with an X. That woman is not so bad, but she's not so good either. She's very motivated by her dad excluding her from all the reindeer games when she was a kid. Uh, Thankfully, in the village of Talo, where their mom is from, it's equality, and she's not going to have that issue. As we see from an end credit scene, it looks like they're making a Disney Plus show. Maybe they're going to wait for the Disney Investor Day to announce it. Probably, most likely, and it'll come in 23 after Ironheart. We're getting an Ironheart show too. Um, as the film progresses, it gets better and better. That scene in the bamboo where the camera was following them left to right, amazing camera work for this kung fu. There was that one character with the mask who just he's like a legendary kung fu actor that they hired to do that because those moves were so good. Even with the knife fighting, where Shang-Chi would get the dagger and then he'd get the dagger. Awesome. Awesome fighting stuff. So they satisfied me there. That's when I go, okay, there's room for this kung fu stuff. This is better than some of the John Wick fighting I was seeing. Yeah, it was better fighting here than I ever enjoyed in a John Wick movie. Epic. Epic fighting here. The movie slows down, and I had to ask myself, am I mad at Wenwu, the real Mandarin? Because he's saying he's hearing voices from mom, where to find her. And I believed him. And I believe everything he's saying was true. And the village of Talo was bad. That forest was epic. But yeah, when they get to the forest, thanks to the navigation of the Mandarin, Trevor, thanks to his navigation, when we get to the forest and they start talking, and the auntie of them just embraces them. His sister didn't hug her, but Shang-Chi gave a little bit of a hug back. And they're using dragon scale weapons. So I'm guessing, oh, I guess there's a dragon here. There was two dragons, wasn't there? Um, I liked this final fight. I liked the imagination that they had to make all of these creatures show up. The sealing of the souls was epic. Stealing the soul of the masked guy, who I was giving credit to, it showed us that these guys mean business. And the dude with the arm, that one, Razor Fist. I'm happy he didn't die. He's sort of like the M'Baku of the Black Panther film, where he might just show up in Infinity War in the next film and just have like a little role like that. I want to see him. He's probably gonna have a role in the new Ten Rings TV show that they're gonna do on Disney Plus. That's gonna be cool to see that guy return because he wasn't so bad. Yo, diversity right there. They don't just rely on Chinese born students. They go around the map. As we also saw in the Ant-Man movie, the first one, you saw a guy with a 10 rings tattoo. Didn't he have a 10 rings tattoo or he had a 10 rings? He had 10 rings memorabilia and he was not an Asian man. So that was really cool to see that these guys get around. The epic fight scene, it was cool. Watching Shang-Chi fight with the rings, fighting with his dad wasn't peak. We remember what Endgame felt like. That was peak. You guys remember Far From Home, which kind of recently happened, where Mysterio's talking and Spider-Man gets his Peter thing on, and he grabs that gun and then doesn't shoot him because he can see it. And he's like, nah, you know what? We're gonna execute all the drones, and he figured it out. That was a great moment. Shang-Chi didn't have the moment. He kind of lost and went into the water. He didn't have enough for me to go. He didn't have a breakthrough performance. Something was missing. That doesn't mean the film was bad. It just means that the movie was called Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Could have been called The Legend of the Ten Rings with Shang-Chi. That would have been a better. I guess I'm saying I wanted more from him. I wanted more from the character, which I don't feel we got. Yeah, we didn't get. We did we gotta be. This isn't a complaint, it's an observation. It's the truth. He could have had more. When we like remember what Iron Man was like when this guy came on the screen? Whoa, that is the main character of a film. Same with Thor. That's a main character of your film. And it wasn't like that for Shang-Chi. That's all. So I'll stop reiterating that point. The end credit scene. Oh, let me the finish of the movie. Taking of the souls with that big thing that's from another universe. They use the word universe, so when they're fighting here, they're fighting to save the universe. It it was so Marvel because now I'm tied into every other film that they're gonna do involving universes. I can see where this guy links in and what the Ten Rings are all about. This guy's ability now, as since he holds the Ten Rings, as his dad was giving it away to him. It's nice that the dad gave it to him because this is the last thing you do as you die. Okay, cool. I'm just give it off. Yes, he heard mom's voice. No, it wasn't actually his mom. It was a lie, and that's the way you go out. Wow. Kind of wanted Shang-Chi to kill him. See, like Shang-Chi never got anything real. Never got. He got to kill the beast at the end, but was the beast kill that good? It was good. He threw a Kamehameha at it, as Katie explains later, but it just wasn't. Something was missing. Shang-Chi saves everybody. Back at home, Wong interrupts their little thing, their little get together. Wong is going to do karaoke also. Wong is going to bring them in. In the first post credit scene, Banner and Captain Marvel are talking. Where are these rings from? Let's check them out. Look at the origin. It's not Chitauri. I don't recognize what race this is from. Remember earlier in the film where they did explain how old it all was? 4,000 years ago, was it? That's why I got to rewatch this film, which I'm going to have a second viewing of this film. I'm interested in these 10 rings, and that's how this is going to link up with the rest of Marvel. I bet we're going to lose the 10 rings because comic book Shang-Chi doesn't actually have 10 rings with him. So we'll probably lose them in the next film, whether it's in the Doctor Strange film or the new Avengers film. Will probably be the last time we see the 10 rings. Um, unless they don't want to be comic book accurate. I don't think there was a lot here in the that was comic book accurate. They give a special thanks to Matt Fraction in the credits, as I paid attention to. That is a Marvel writer. Don't know what he did, but they gave a special thanks to him. He probably did something with Shang-Chi. This was this was the film. Post credit end credit scene is the advertisement where it looks like some girls are allowed back in the academy, so that'll be the thing. I don't hate women on Shillmonger, so that didn't bother me. I'm sure the internet is like, look at this, they've gone super duper anti men. I'm threatened. That's the way they act. I should stop giving their voice a voice here on Shillmonger, but yeah, whatever. Anything else to say? I'm sure there's lots to say. Look out for a live spoiler discussion that will be done either Saturday or Sunday. That's probably something I have up my sleeve, God willing. Other than that, hey, I'd appreciate you if you thumbs up the video. I am Chillmonger. I'm Shang-Chi because it's CHI. It just doesn't make the same sound, so it doesn't work. On Twitter, it works. I've changed my name on Twitter to Shang-Chi Monger. Yeah, man. Follow me on Twitter, like the video, check out other stuff that I have on the channel if you're new here, and live stream coming up.